Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 81st Minute. My name is Alberico De Pierro, and I am a high school soccer coach, currently on sabbatical. And I've started this podcast because I love, obviously, the game of soccer. I love having been a part of high school soccer as both a soccer player here in New Jersey and having coached in New Jersey high school for 12 years. And I'll go into that in a little while, but I feel that with the advance of technology and social media, I really do feel that high school boys soccer in New Jersey doesn't get enough publicity and enough coverage that it deserves. Obviously, football, basketball, and baseball steal the limelight when it comes to New Jersey high school sports coverage. But there is so much talent, especially in northern New Jersey, that I felt that now that I'm on this semi-break from coaching for family purposes with 4 young kids and a wife that obviously needs my help and a full-time career as an attorney, I could not separate myself fully from the game. So hopefully this will be a platform where not only I will be discussing high school soccer in real time with coaches, current coaches, past coaches, current players, past players, people that are involved in covering high school soccer here in New Jersey, fellow media outlets, and more. I think besides the podcast, there's also the Instagram page where please go follow us at 81st Minute, and I'll put the link below as well. And basically to give you a little bit about myself as it relates to the game. So since the age of 5 years old, right after my parents moved me and my younger brother to Italy, where we moved to Genova, Italy, after I've been born in Jersey City, New Jersey. And at the age of 5, while living in Genova, I was introduced to the beautiful game, right? And ever since that first time, I've never looked back, and the game has utterly become a part of me, to the point where my parents would get so mad that I would care more about memorizing certain professional player statistics and knowing all the scores from previous games, and even from like second and third division leagues in Europe. Everything the game that I could get my hands on, I did it. I eat, live and breathe soccer since I was a young kid. So I played in Italy in the youth ranks as I was moving up in Genova. Diehard Sampdoria fan still today, even though we're in the second division in Italy. And right before entering high school, my parents decided to move back to Jersey City. Upon moving back to Jersey City, I then was enrolled in a high school that did not have any sports and did not even know that how the high school soccer season even played out. I had no idea about it. And then after my freshman year, I applied again and was accepted to Newark Academy, where I played 3 years of high school soccer and had an incredible run with my teammates. It was pretty cool today in NewJersey.com. It brought back memories of when I played high school, as I was put in the list of 100 goal scorers in 3 years at McNair. I was able to score 100 goals, win a lot of games. We won several division championships, had 2 deep state runs in my junior and senior year. My junior year, we went to the sectional final and lost to North Arlington. And then from there, I was able to play 3 years of Division I soccer at St. Peter's College. My sophomore year in 2003, I was a member of the first team in men's soccer history at St. Peter's to win the conference, the MAC, and great experience in 2003. Played with some amazing players, one of which will be, even though that year he wasn't on the team, but the year after that, in 2004, my junior year, he was a teammate of mine, and he's the coach at Newark Academy, and he's a guest tonight. But in 2003, we went to the NCAA tournament. In the first round, we ended up drawing in the bracket Brown University, who at that time was the number 9 team in the country. We beat them there 2-0, incredible atmosphere. Then traveled to play Michigan University in the second round, and Michigan that year had 2 or 3 guys that had just returned for playing with the United States in the U20 World Cup, and they knocked us out. But incredible experiences playing D1, and then completely tore my ACL in the spring season of my junior year leading into my senior year. Could not recover quickly enough, and then decided to go to law school, become a lawyer. But in 2013, I had been looking for a couple of years to try to get a high school boys soccer coaching job. And because I just wanted to get back in the game. I've always dreamt of being a coach, and I could not find any openings except for in I believe it was either 2011 or 2012. I was an assistant coach for McNair, my alma mater. And that year, being assistant coach, it taught me and showed me that I absolutely wanted to be a coach. And then, out of nowhere, in 2013, I get wind from my high school soccer coach at McNair that the town where he was living in at the time, Woodridge, who I pretty much had barely heard of that town throughout all my time living in New Jersey, never had crossed its path. He told me that there was an opening for the head coaching position at Woodridge High School, because in 2013 there was a dramatic decision to split from the cooperative of Hasbrook Heights and Woodridge. Up until the 2013 season, Woodridge student athletes for soccer were playing for Hasbrook Heights. And God blessed me with the opportunity of coming out on top in the interview process. And in May of 2013, I was approved by the Woodridge Board of Education and embarked on a journey that has absolutely changed my life. The dream of being a coach was given to me by Woodridge, and I'll forever be grateful. And it's been a remarkable and special journey, building the program literally from scratch, from day one. And that really allowed someone like me that loves the game, studies the game, and just always searching for more knowledge about the game. It gave me the opportunity to build a soccer program and a soccer team the way that I had always envisioned the game, as how it should be played, how it should be respected, and also that the game is there to basically mold young men to become responsible, accountable adults in the future, but also allowing them to develop further in this amazing game. This amazing game has given me more than I ever expected. And last year, at the end of the 2024 season, I already had known that I could no longer fight back my wife begging me for years to take a break. So I announced my resignation from the head coach position at Woodridge High School after 12 amazing seasons, and I was able to handpick my successor, which I'm very grateful, obviously, for the school to be able to have given me that opportunity. And it's been incredible to see the progress of this new era. my hand-picked successor is Joe Sartori, entering his first year as the head coach of Woodridge High School and only the second coach in our program's history. He was a member of the original team in 2013. He's one of the original captains. And in 2020, thinking about the future, I hired him to be one of my assistant coaches. So he's been my assistant for the last 5 years, but he's become a friend, he's become family, and I'm just so excited for him, for this new journey. You always hear in professional soccer or in professional sports how a coach creates their coaching tree, and this is what I'm now getting the chance to see firsthand, as Joe is my first member of my coaching tree. And in about 14 hours is his coaching debut, as he and Woodridge is following suit in what we did last year with the NJSIAA change in allowing soccer to start earlier, almost our own version of week 0. We are kicking off tomorrow at home, 10 a.m. against Ridgefield Park, a Big North opponent. And I'll be reporting after that game and following up with any updates. And this is just exciting. So now I'm serving as his assistant coach. It's kind of like it's not kind of, it's actually the tides have changed and the roles have reversed. And I'm just so happy to still be a part of this program. It's part of my DNA. It's my second home. It's part of who I am now. And we'll talk more about that as time goes on in this podcast. But tonight I'm going to be interviewing as guests on the program another not a first year coach, but another coach starting a new job, Isaac Archbold, who was hired earlier this year to take over a storied Group 1 program, Wallington High School. And I'll be talking to him about the excitement of that new role, the challenges and the expectations in this new position. I'll also be talking, hopefully, to Joe Sartori, who's currently on a call for the Bergen County JV tournament, as things are ready. The season's starting and things are heating up. And a third guest will be my former college teammate and coach of Newark Academy High School, Hernando Santamaria. And we'll be talking to them about, the upcoming season and anything high school related. But just to recap, what my podcast aims to bring is a voice for coaches, a voice for players, a platform to provide more content for high school soccer in New Jersey, especially in North Jersey. As many score updates, standing updates, PowerPoints, videos, any content, please share it with me, share it on the page. And it's really going to be, I hope, something that picks up steam, and that is something that everyone involved in the high school soccer community here in New Jersey, especially North Jersey, can really appreciate. And I can't wait to see how this morphs into hopefully something bigger and better. And can't wait to talk to all my former peers and even coaches that I've never had the pleasure of meeting, and players and reporters and other people involved in the game. So, without further ado, I'm just going to bring in the new head coach of Wallington High School, Isaac Archbold. And just as a way of background, and we'll talk to him about this more, this is not his first coaching position. He, in 2019, I believe, or 2018, took over his alma mater, Ridgefield High School, and coached there, I believe, until 23. And then they parted ways, and let's see if he'll be willing to talk to me about that whole situation. And then spent a year as the JV coach at Indian Hills, and now in 2025 is beginning his new and exciting role, again, taking over a storied program, Wallington High School. So let's bring in Isaac. As I mentioned, here we are with the new coach of Wallington High School, Isaac Archbold. Isaac, how you doing tonight, man?
Feeling great. I'm so pumped that I'm on here with you. I can't thank you enough for bringing me on as a guest, and I'm excited, man. The season's right around the corner.
Absolutely, and we're going to dive right into it. Obviously, we got a lot to talk about with you and just high school soccer in general. And as a bit of a background, so this is not your first high school coaching gig. Your first gig was at your alma mater of Ridgefield High School, right?
Yep, alma mater, Ridgefield Memorial High School. Grew up there and practiced my entire life since 2004. Played 4 years varsity there. Got blessed to, right out of college, to become the JV soccer coach there for 1 year. After 1 year, the head coach stepped down. At a young age, at 21 years old, they blessed me and gave me the reins and the keys to become the varsity coach for 7 years. Did that for 7 years and moved on to Indian Hills for 1 year. And here I am now at Wallington High School.
That's it, man. So, and what year did you take over as the varsity coach at Ridgefield?
2016.
Okay. So, you've got to be one of the youngest coaches that are out there. That's got to be something that's really cool, though, that you were able to start that quickly.
For sure, and I definitely love it because, I'm still young and I relate very well to the kids. It is sometimes funny, though, because I'll go hand the lineup to the referee and stuff like that. They're like, make sure you take off your necklace before you go play. You gotta make sure you have a drill. I was like, that's nice to hear. I wish I could still play, but I'm the coach. And
right.
God, I'm so sorry. So I love it and I appreciate it at the same time.
Absolutely, man. And I know you don't want to talk about this, but the first time I ever met Isaac.
I know where this is going.
The first time I met Isaac was, and I thought you were a player as well. We were. It was Woodridge versus Ridgefield in the NJIC Championship in 2019. It was a great game. I know it wasn't a great free game for you guys. I'll just show it very quickly. Sorry. But I have to say, from that game, I had realized that you were the kind of coach that high school soccer needs more of. And now here you are, man. How does it feel to be the head coach of one of the most important North Jersey Group 1 programs, Wallington?
I want to say from even before I got the interview for Wallington and I went online looking for different, coaching jobs, searching. Because, obviously last year I was at Indian Hills, but at the JV level,
sure.
I want to get back at varsity. One way or another, I'm going to do my best. So, obviously you go through websites, whatever links that you can find of openings. I'm seeing schools here and there. I'm like, God, these are nice. I'm like, it's not catching my attention, but I'm obviously going to still want to apply because I want to get back into it.
Sure.
And something kept telling me, I was like, before I go all in, just keep checking. Check one more day on the website and see what pops up. I checked on that website, I popped up, and I see Wallington High School, boys soccer varsity head coach. I'm like, and like how you said, to know what Wallington soccer is for as long as I can remember, even when I was a young kid, going against Wallington.
Right.
For being a Group 1 school, which everyone knows Group 1 schools are small, they are an absolute powerhouse. It's not like, all right, you're a powerhouse for 1 year or two, and you kind of die down for a little, and then you finally rejuvenate. Year after year after year, they have these kids coming in, locked in, ready to go, and they are so passionate about soccer.
Absolutely. I mean, unfortunately, as you probably know well, of the 12 years I coached Woodridge, I think every year but one they were in our division, and I think they won or at least shared the title in all 11 of those seasons. Winning a league championship has always been almost second nature. And do you feel that there is an expectation of you to bring back a state title that has been missing there for 12 years? Because Wallington, as I saw on your Instagram account, you're one of the best coaches with social media content, so keep that up. But Wallington won 3 state titles in the span of 4 years from 2009 to 2012. But they haven't gotten back to lifting that trophy. Do you think that is one of the things that they're expecting from you?
I think so, absolutely. I think at the end of the day, the way how Wallington is and how they know that soccer program is, when I went in for the interview and I spoke to, the AD, Charlie Velas, and even the Principal Farmfield, who, is a legend in himself in the Gordon County community and stuff like that. So they know what the expectation is. They know I'm obviously brand new, not brand new to the coaching life, but brand new to Wallington. So they're giving me the comfort level, like, hey, let's get your feet in the door. You have high expectations, but let's see what you could do. Me, myself, and my mentality, how I am, I knew how they were. I knew how they were missing the last couple of years of even making it back to the state title game. They're falling short, whether it's quarterfinals, even last year in the semifinals. So going into that, I think even when I spoke to the AD and I told him how my past was with my coaching and making state tournaments and stuff, I have the same tenacity and mentality that you guys want. We're locked in. Yes, we like winning the league. That's been what we've been doing for year after year. But what we really want, I think, what almost every school and every head coach, they want to hold up that state title. And the fact that you said that, I believe the last one was in 2012, I think everyone around there, even the parents that I even came and met, they said, it's been some time now, Coach. We need something different here. And
There you go. There you go. I mean, that's something that I always wanted to be able to bring to Woodridge. I wasn't able to, but hopefully someday they will. And someday I hope I can lift it, because we both played high school soccer. We know the feeling of wanting to be a state champion. It's one of the best feelings in the world. Do you think that your players, now that you've been with them this summer, do you think your players also have those expectations, but also the weight of those expectations to be a state champion again at Wallington? Because I feel former teams have felt that weight.
Definitely some of our players do. Some of them are starting to learn and grow. Like, listen, we're bought in. We're not just here to play soccer and know what we did in the past. We are Wallington Soccer, and as you know, we're in a completely different league now.
Yes, we'll get to that for sure.
Yeah, and even so, like, once I found out I got the job for Wallington, I looked at all their film, I looked at their state tournament games and stuff like that. They were literally minutes away from being in the state title game. So when I spoke to the returning seniors, who thank God I have a captain as a returning back, he was like, Coach, we were right there. Like, it was a sour taste in the mouth for months. I still had that sour taste. Some of our friends, they don't feel that same way anymore. But I know if we could all buy in together, they know that they can 100% do something special. Because I want to say easily 80% of the starting lineup is coming back for Wallington.
And I'm sure that makes you feel great, obviously. And I was actually at that game when they lost to Glenridge 3-2, and that was a great game. And so how do you feel, Isaac, about your team now that you've gone through the summer workouts? I know you did a couple of tournaments. How do you feel? How have your scrimmages gone?
Scrimmages, they've definitely gone well. Fortunately, so far, we won our first two. We have another tough battle tomorrow against Lyndhurst, and everyone knows Lyndhurst. They're always an exceptional well team. I think it's luckily what I love about scrimmages, you get to get all the negative stuff out the way, a lot of adjustments that you need to make and stuff like that. And the best part about it, that every single scrimmage so far, kids are understanding it more. They're buying into what I'm saying. They're like, yes, Coach, I understand, Coach. And more importantly, I always say, especially at the high school level, it's more mental than anything.
Absolutely.
And mentally, their skill, everything else will fall into place. And I tell these kids right now, it's a very, very good mesh of juniors and seniors, mainly all upperclassmen. And you get that nice little sprinkle of underclassmen, freshmen, and sophomores. I personally consider that a perfect team. You get a level of a little bit of everything. I think right now with my team, they are very bought in. They know what league that we're in now, and they even know, Coach, we don't care what league we're in. We know what we are, we know what we can do, and we're ready to go.
Well, that's great, because I'm sure not only did you inherit a very storied Group 1 program, but you're in the NJIC's group of death. I mean, as you know very well, but for those out there that don't know, with this realignment change in the NJIC, which I have my thoughts pro and con about it, Wallington this year and Isaac and his boys will be competing against Dwight Englewood, Emerson Borough, Garfield, a rival of Wallington, obviously, Glen Rock, and Waldwick, pretty much another rival of Wallington. That's the group of death. We have to admit that, right?
Absolutely, 100%.
So
I got so excited knowing I'm the coach of Wallington. This is amazing. Let's get it going. And the 80s, like, oh yeah, so they changed the divisions up. I'm okay. They usually do that a lot. Let's take a look. And I saw the list. And I thought it was a joke at first.
I mean, it's definitely, for every team, it's going to be difficult. There's no game that you could say that's, we could talk freely here, unlike in front of players or other coaches, but we know coaches. We have those cupcake games where, we're going to be able to sit our starters maybe after the first half. You guys and the other 5 teams in your division, those are going to be 10 for each of those teams. These are going to be some of the best games in North Jersey, in my opinion.
Absolutely. I feel like a lot of people really underestimate the NJIC conference in general and don't realize a lot of those schools, phenomenal talent all the way around.
Right.
And I think this is the one year, like I said, the fact that you're doing this podcast and seeing it all around social media wise is people talking that they're looking more into high school soccer in general, but more importantly, the NJIC conference now.
And are you taking on with your team sort of the underdog role in this division, or what kind of approach are you taking with the players with respect to knowing that you're in the group of death?
You know, honestly, that's a phenomenal question, because I do think about that a lot because of just the way how the tenacity and mentality and demeanor of how Wallington always is. They're the type of team that, like, we're not underdog. We're going to go out there. It doesn't matter what size group school you are. We're going to go out there and give you a hard time and kick your butt. And that's why I've always had that mentality. Like the one famous coach, Thomas Tuchel, says, you want to build a team that literally no one wants to go against. I don't care how big the school is, how small it is. That's what I want to do with this team. So, yes, I want to have that mentality. Like, listen, we are the big dogs. But at the same time, if people on the outside of what we have are going to go ahead and say, oh, Wallington stands no chance. Oh,
right.
Underdogs. Let's go ahead and let them have that narrative. And let's just us play freely and have no pressure. Because when you are the underdog, you have no pressure. You have nothing to worry about.
Sure.
If you're really supposed to lose, just go out there and give 110% then.
And obviously you had to throw in a Chelsea, comment there, as I know you're a diehard Chelsea fan, right?
Got to be a little biased sometimes.
Of course. So what have you found, and I know we've talked about this privately, what have you found to be the challenges, not only with taking on a program such as Wallington, who does have high-quality players and probably loses high-quality players to the club world that is ever growing and stealing players from high school. Have you found that to be the biggest challenge taking over Wallington, or is it a different challenge that has been the toughest?
No, I think definitely that. And obviously, I think it's a challenge to, it doesn't matter what school you go to have these kids to get to know you, and actually, you're a brand new coach. I'm going to buy into what you're saying right now. Any coach could walk.
That's a great point.
And certain players are going to look at you like, no, I don't know if I like what you're saying, coach, and I might, go a different direction, which I personally kind of felt in the beginning when I went to, my meetings and meeting the team, even going to the World Cup tournament, trying to talk to them.
Right.
The demeanor that we had towards each other, I'm like, all right, I know I'm talking, but it looks like you're putting it through one ear and right through the other.
Right.
And obviously, little by little, once summer actually started, I'm like, I'm going to see you guys every single day. You're going to probably get sick and tired of me after a while, but I need to make sure we build this together. Back to what you were saying regarding...
Yeah.
Losing to the Academy World Club, MLS Next. I've had maybe that problem once or twice, nothing too crazy when I was at Richfield. But now at Wallington, I'm seeing...
I can't even imagine.
Yeah, like 6, 7, 8 players that, yes, I'm playing over here at Iron Brown, I'm playing at TSF, Sea of the Stars. And I'm like, oh man, this is amazing. Good for you, you're getting the extra work in. Yeah, but I don't know if I'm going to play in the fall.
It's horrible.
Right away, I'm like, what are you talking about? And, a lot of them tell me, oh, my coach won't allow me. Or I'm like... Or my parents are saying this, I have, this lined up for me. I'm like, hey, listen, I respect it, and I know you're doing something for your future, and I wish you nothing but the best.
Right.
More importantly, you were, not only that you're losing out on high school soccer and getting another chance to get exposed somehow, but this is the things to where I tell them, who the one player, fortunately, who's not playing for me this season, you grew up with all of your high school friends.
Exactly.
I asked him, like, since how long? He said, since 5 years old. From 5 years old till now, you never got to play with them once at the high school level.
It's horrible.
High school soccer, I tell everyone, is so many memories on and off the field
Exactly.
that you cherish for the rest of your life. You can have those moments here and there, maybe at club and academy, but like it's in the blink of an eye, you kind of forget about it the next day.
And that's the selling point, and it should be the selling point for every coach. And I know we try hard. That's the same thing that I always used to say. I still to this day have a group chat with members of my high school team that won the 2001. Yes, I'm dating myself. We won our division in Hudson County, McNair, and we still to this day talk to each other and bring back memories. As I said, I even have it on the account bio that the fact that winning something for your town and your team colors, your school colors, is the closest you're going to get for the majority of high school athletes to what professionals feel when they either win for their hometown club or for their national team. You agree with that, right?
100%, literally 100%. I couldn't agree more with that. It's a feeling that no one can ever take away from you, and I talk about it all the time. Like how you say, you still talk to your friends back in high school, which, by the way, I had no idea how great of a goal scorer you were, Mr. 100 goals. Excuse me. Wow.
I tried.
I see, well done. But like how you said, like at least when I went to Ridgefield, visually I wasn't too bad. Us as a team, we had a couple people that were really balling,
Right.
and everyone else that didn't really care. But no matter what, to this very day, I graduated 2013. Our friends talk about, hey, do you remember that one game against Palisades?
Exactly, man.
It's just those
Exactly.
little tiny
Exactly.
things. Winning in Golden Goal, that is just, like I said, Golden Goal is fine. The best feeling in the world. To run out on that field, to be with your team, smiling ear for ear, and
I still remember to this day a golden goal I scored against Ridgefield Park in the state sectional semifinals, and the feeling that we all felt. You can, the club game is very important. I'm not knocking down the club game, and I'm going to talk about this with all the coaches
absolutely.
that come on. But the club game is becoming too businesslike, and it's got its worth. It has its place, but they're stealing too many players from memories that you cannot really replicate as often the memories at the club level. But so I'm glad you feel that way. But man, I don't want to take too much out of your time, but I'm looking at your schedule, Isaac, and you know how some teams, some every year we look at our schedules and we say, you know what, there's a nice soft landing spot where maybe we can get hot. I'm looking at your schedule, man. You're basically playing Real Madrid every other day.
From September 3rd, when we start that season, it is literally a gauntlet all the way until the end of the state tournament.
And of course, it is. I can't agree with you more. And of course, you open up your season against my beloved Woodridge. It's at your place. And how do you guys feel? You guys ready? You think your guys are ready for opening day?
I believe so. The fact that, I'm starting to get some guys finally returning, summer vacation, stuff like that. Finally getting back at least game shape wise. So that's the one thing I'm very happy about. So at least the one thing I wanted to see is them more mentally ready for this entire season than anything else. Obviously, you want to get them game shape. You want to work on formation, technicability, all that stuff. But they're mentally locked in and they know what they could do. Because, again, like I said, maybe 11 out of the last 12 years they won the league, but they've been falling short of their ultimate goal. And from what I saw from their schedule last year, they had 7 losses, but 5 out of the 7 losses were by 1 goal. So
Right.
They lost 2-1, 3-2. And I looked at their film when I watched those games. They're winning with maybe about 5-6 minutes left, and then they somehow give up a goal, maybe go to Golden Goal, lose again. I'm like, that's more mental right there. It's a mental thing to where you notice 5 minutes left, you need to lock down and go ahead and get the job done. I'll tell you, listen, this schedule coming in, you need to lock in from day one, full 80 minutes every single day. If you give me that, and you know how, like I said, Alberico, you've seen Wallington for years. I've seen Wallington for years.
Absolutely.
Sky's the limit. Sky's the absolute limit with this team. And I think a lot of special things could come around.
I'm excited for you, man, because I think it's great to see somebody that's young, knowledgeable, passionate about the game get a step up in their career. This is a huge step up for you. I only got a couple more questions for you, and I'm sure we'll talk more during the season.
Absolutely.
How do you feel about the promotion relegation system that the NJ is implementing this year? In my opinion, I'll give you my opinion first so that I don't put you out on the firing line. I'll take the hit first. I like the idea of promotion relegation. I think 1 up, 1 down doesn't make sense. Not that it won't work in the long run because teams are going to get stuck in that purgatory. I think it should be 2 up, 2 down. But what do you think about this approach of going the promotion relegation route?
Well, Alberico, if you want to know the truth, this is the first I'm hearing of it.
I figured, yeah.
So I'm like, whoa, promotion, relegation, what's going on here?
From my understanding, and you can confirm it with Charlie, who, by the way, is one of the best ADs out there.
Absolutely.
If I understand correctly, the bottom team, the team that finishes 6th in each division, except obviously the bottom division, will drop down and get relegated 1 level, and the team that wins the division below moves up. So you may want to talk to Charlie tomorrow because I'm pretty certain that this is a trial program. And so now that you've heard that, what do you think about that?
That's very interesting.
It is.
It's very interesting because, again, with the whole remodeling of the divisions now, you might have that one team or, like you said, that's kind of made a division to where are all these teams that haven't been top-notch with the rest, you have an opportunity to do something here. Yeah, so if you go ahead and get first place and you get moved up to a division to where all right,
Right.
you won last year, but you're going right back to where you were the last 5 years in, like
Right.
you said, in purgatory, just to go right back down.
Right.
So it seems like it's kind of contradicting how what they
Yeah.
want to do. It makes sense, and I do like it, and I'm happy it's going to be a trial. But it's going to be very interesting because you're gonna see some schools and towns happy
Right.
about it, and some schools
Right.
and towns like this is not fair to us. Like we
Right.
tried so hard to move up and become better, and more
Yeah.
importantly, I think it might demoralize how the kids are mentally. Like, man, we
It
just
could.
believe now we're losing to these big schools. What's happening?
It could, and that's why I think the thought of it makes sense. But if you drop down to and promote to, think what if they do it that way, it should promote that at least once every 4 years, almost every team will have a chance to win a league title. And if there's one thing that I've always not been happy about with the NJIC up until this year's realignment is that the divisions were always put in a way that it seems like the same old teams were winning the league year in and year out. And,
Amen.
for me, for 12 years, except for maybe a year or two where we really got close to winning the league, I always told my coaching staff, not the players, that, hey, if we finish second or third, this is incredible. So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. But my next question to you, sorry to pop that news to you.
No, no problem.
Tell me about some players that North Jersey should look out for from Wallington.
Okay. Man, the only problem with my Wallington players, again, I'm very, very high on them this season. They got some crazy last names, so if I mispronounce them, I'm doing
That's
my
okay.
best.
Don't even worry about it. You don't even have to.
Let's see. I got my senior captain, Oliver Rosas. He was first team All-League last year.
Very good player. Very good player.
Phenomenal player. He wears his heart on his sleeve. He does everything for the team. He's bought in. He's locked in. Wants to play at the college level as well too. So I'm very looking forward to see what he could do again at his senior year level. Again, junior year, you're kind of at that level like, all right, I'm ready to take that next step. And watching this throughout film from his junior year to now, I'm like, this kid's gonna
Right.
true center mid. He's gonna control the game, the aspect about it, and make sure that he has an entire team all locked in. With him, honestly, probably in the middle as well too. Another midfielder all league last year, Eric Delecki.
Yep. Great player.
Good, 5
Great
goals,
player.
12 assists. I love the way he plays. Sometimes, he gets too passionate out there, and we have to make sure he cools it down a little bit. Sometimes, you rather have more passion than no passion at all. Because when you have no passion, you just, why are we out there? We want out there because you want to win, you want to battle hard and give 100%. So that's one thing that I'm a big fan of him, that he wears his heart on his sleeve and has beyond passion.
Yeah, those are two key players you got, man.
And this is the one, he has almost every single letter in the alphabet in his last name. He's going to be a junior this year. He was third team all Group 1 last year. Alex Lesargic.
Yes.
And another kid wears his heart on his sleeve. His footwork, his speed, his tenacity. I look at him, I literally just think, wow. So to have them
Good.
three, I kind of call them my big three.
Good.
That's why I have other people around him like Oliver Pachurik, Alex Gibas, who are defenders, Gustav Palaz. Like I said, I'm naming all.
No, I understand.
And
Yeah,
the best
you
part about it,
got a litany of players, man.
it's such a good group. Like, it's such an insane group. And literally all those players I named all got All-League last year. So the fact that they all had All-League last year, they're all returning this year. It's
Right.
not just, they're all strikers. Some strikers, some midfielders, some defenders. But those kids that I named, they're going to do big things.
Good, man. So just to know, what level are you at in Polish on Duolingo?
Still at the very, very beginning. If you really want to know the truth, I'm pretty sure I did. Someone spoke to me yesterday at my scrimmage at Richfield. The referee told me that you need to learn Polish. I was like, don't you worry. In my Amazon cart right now, as we speak, I have the Polish dictionary in there.
There you go, man. There you go.
I learned how to. They told me how to say shoot. I think it's Shaila or Sheila, something like that. So I'm getting there little by little.
You'll get there.
By the end of the season, I'm going to be part Spanish and
You'll
Polish.
get there. So let me put you on the spot with my last question.
Shoot.
Your inaugural season at Wallington High School in 2025 will be successful if, and you fill in the blank. What would make your 2025 a successful season in your book?
My book, and might be high expectations, but I like to have high expectations, is a state title.
All right.
I think
Well,
we all know that. That's been the plan since day one. And the best part about it, my best year at Richfield, we were the 2 seed.
I
We
remember.
made it pretty far. We unfortunately lost to Glenridge, who's been a powerhouse in the Group 1
Yep.
state bracket for God knows how long now. We lost to them. Glenridge ended up winning the entire thing. Wallington last year, unfortunately, lost in the semifinal.
Right.
Also to Glenridge, who won the entire thing. And I told him right away from day one, we both have the same mission. Yes, we want to be Gunridge,
Right.
obviously, but get that North 2 Group 1 state title back to Wallington, and it's going to happen.
Well, I'm glad that it was heard first here on the 81st minute, man. I appreciate that. Listen, Isaac, you know we talk all the time. You're a true one. I've appreciated you since day one. I'm wishing you the best, except for unfortunately on September 3rd, I can't root against my team, but I'm excited to see how that game goes out. But you're one of the guys and one of the teams that I'll be following very closely, and I'm wishing you nothing but the best, man. I'm so happy that you're at this amazing position, well deserved, and can't wait to see what you do with it.
Hey, listen, Alberico, since the first day I met you, and again, it was fortunately and unfortunately that day I met you,
Yeah.
you beat me in a championship game, but when I say from that day, I literally learned so much from you. And again, on and off the field, just the way how you were as a coach, how much you care about that town, the team, every single player. It made me realize, like, I do love what I do, but I need to take it up another notch, because if you want to be a great coach, you really need to care, you need to be passionate. And again, all the other coaches know, if you're coaching at the Group 1 level, you're not there for the money. You're never
No.
You are there for absolute pure passion, and you want to see these kids grow on and off the field. And that's the best thing I have so far. And like I said, you are a true legend, my friend.
I appreciate that.
Coaching college anymore. I literally consider you a true friend.
I really appreciate that, Isaac, and God bless you and your family and your little Luca. And it's great how your life is just on the up, man. God bless, and I look forward to talking with you during the season. And you can always reach out to me, man. Thanks for being my first guest ever.
For sure. I appreciate you so much. I'm definitely going to need some pointers this season, so I'll definitely reach out.
You got it. After the Woodridge game.
You got that. No problem.
All right. Take care, brother. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Again, that was awesome stuff from Isaac Archbold, the new coach at Wallington High School. And before we bring on my friend Hernando Santamaria from Newark Academy, and we will be talking some Essex County soccer with him, we definitely have some. Today was the opening day for some teams in New Jersey, and a great matchup, and I'm sure we'll talk. Hernando knows these teams well. Seton Hall Prep defeated Columbia 1-0. That must have been an incredible game down at Seton Hall Prep was home. Two always solid programs. Still waiting on the result on Bergen Tech, St. Joe's, Montvale. But it's great that there are teams finally taking advantage of week 0. And tomorrow, in fact, my beloved Woodridge takes on Ridgefield Park in our opening match of the season. And I think more teams should think about doing this in the future, because even if you get just one game before Labor Day, it opens up your September and October schedule just that much more. And we all know the high school soccer season is too much of a grind. 2-3 games a week is just outrageous. The crunch to get the season in is just too much. It's really a battle of attrition to go through a high school soccer season. I'm hoping that changes in the future. This was a start by starting it earlier, letting it end later, and hopefully this will continue to be the trend. But I strongly encourage coaches that have not done it yet to try to get a game in, or even 2 in week 0. It's also great for fans, better weather, great for the players, especially like a late afternoon, early evening game. But yeah, we'll definitely keep reporting on my page scores and results. So we're gonna bring on now, as I said, my dear friend and former teammate, who I'll talk more about that, Hernando Santamaria, the coach of Newark. As I said, here we are with Hernando Santamaria, one of my college teammates who I extremely was happy to have met in my life. Hernando, how the heck are you, man?
I am good, man. I can't believe we're already talking about another preseason.
Unbelievable, man.
Super excited to be here with you and get talking shop a little bit.
That's it, man. So what was it? Like 22 years ago, we played on the same team at St. Peter's?
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah, we're about to
2004?
hit 21, 22 years now. 2004 for me.
That's it. When I was a junior, you were a freshman. That was 21 years ago, man.
Yeah.
Time flies, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, exciting times and fresh off an airplane from Colombia, and
I'm sure,
straight
man.
into that life.
And once your players hear this, hopefully, Hernando was a hell of a goalkeeper. Let's just throw it out there. So, man, Hernando, tell how long you now been at Newark Academy?
So I'm starting my 7th year. I got into coaching immediately once I got hired. So I was the assistant my first year, and then now this is year 6 as the head coach.
And how have you enjoyed being the head coach of a program like Newark Academy?
I am extremely grateful for the program because I think they teach me more than I can teach them. It's a very interesting dynamic just because it is a private school, that is looking to find their bearings in the athletic world, right? A super school academically, but not really recognized for their athletics, and I think that tide is changing a bit.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I mean, Newark Academy, prior to you becoming the head coach, wasn't really a, let's say, competitive soccer program, right? And now you guys are legit.
Well, we compete. We compete. I mean, that's also thanks to the how difficult our county is,
Oh my
right?
God.
Just when you're constantly playing, the last few years playing Benedict's and Montclair and Seton Hall Prep, like again, the list is long, and I'm sure I'm missing a few people, but when you're constantly going to battles with them, it's like you better show up. If not,
Right.
it's going to be a difficult time.
I mean, looking at your division, and it's definitely got to be one of the toughest divisions in North Jersey, Columbia, Glenridge, Livingston, Milburn, West Essex. I mean, how do you approach a schedule like that?
Day by day. I mean, for us, I would say it's not easy as being in a public school, I would say, just because I don't know who's coming in. I don't know who's coming out, right? Like, being an admissions-based school, I think puts you in an interesting situation, right? But at the end of the day, you make do with what you have, and try to reinforce the message that go and compete, better yourselves every day, and
Right.
and get after it. Because at the end of the day, I think our kids need that. Is that just extra motivation to be able to compete with everyone else?
How's the summer preparation been going for you guys?
We've been very fortunate. We've got around 60 kids in the program, which is great. Obviously, it's a good problem to have, especially like I
That's
said
great.
before, when we're an admissions-based school. In regards to the preparation, I mean, we've been going 2 days. Right now, we just finished our third scrimmage down at Marlborough, New Jersey, against an unbelievable team that just tested us, and we're excited for to start next week. So
And you guys are undefeated in preseason, right?
yeah, so we were able to play really well against Kinnelon and Whippany Park. Today we struggled, which is again great. We want to find out what we're made of, and we were able to get a result on the road. And right now enjoying some time, some downtime, team dinners, and ShopRite runs.
That's it, man. I think it's awesome that you're doing something like that. I wish more high school programs either had the funds or prepare for something like this. Taking How beneficial is it to get the kids out of their routine and out of their community and bring them for a week to just focus on training and team bonding?
Yeah, it's we've
Because that's
done it
very
now. This
college
is
like.
year 3. Yeah, we've done it now year 3. Again, we're very lucky that there is complete buy-in initially from the school. I think it's embedded in the culture that we travel with our teams, and we provide those experiences. Our kids are like the same things that we do on the academic side, we're trying to do on the athletic side. And one of those things is being able to travel. Right now, I've got 24 boys in the program. They're all excited and happy. And right, I think the culture shifted a bit where they want to be around each other, and they understand that Tuesday, when school starts, right, the madness of the academics start. Like
Right.
they'll start to focus on that. So right now, it's enjoying every minute that we have together, right, laughing, and at the end
Correct.
of the day, creating an environment of joy. Because again, it's stressful enough to be a teenager, and being at a
Absolutely.
rigorous school. And so this gives them a lot of just downtime and taking a deep breath.
And whether they know it or not, and I hope they do, it's an incredible benefit to have at a high school level as your coach, someone who played at the Division One level. How have you implemented what you learned as a Division One athlete to now as a coach?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's the adversity, to be fair, right? Like, I think when we were in college together, our adversities were a bit different, but an
Yes.
adversity is still an adversity, right? Like, it's still a hurdle for you to overcome. And being able to struggle and succeed and be resilient, like, that's really the messaging that I teach them, right? It's just, hey, we're gonna go against Benedict's. Like, can you
Right.
take a deep breath and figure it out and be together, right? Like, kind of relating to us, like when we went to UConn, that was kind of like the comparison. Like,
Absolutely. That's a great point. Great
yeah.
point. Great point.
So for us, like for and the type of kid that I have, it's understanding that suffering's okay. Like, there's a lesson behind it and there's a reward behind it as well. So I've been able really to translate that to them, because I think we are from different worlds. Like,
Yes.
Newark Academy is not St. Peter's and St. Peter's is not Newark Academy,
No.
right?
No. No.
But I think the messaging is pretty clear when it comes to that. Like, can we get over hurdles? Can we do it together and be resilient and brave?
I'm glad to hear things like that because it's something that I'm sure you've noticed as well, coaching high school athletes and even adolescents at the club level. In this day and age, our youth doesn't really know what's the value of suffering. And it doesn't apply just to soccer, but in life, but in games,
Hmm.
there's moments. People rarely dominate 80 minutes, 90 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Sorry, the
Lights are
bus
out.
light went out. Give
It's
me
all
one
right.
second. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, yes, please.
There's moments where you have to suffer in a game and you got to be able to, bend but don't break. So I'm happy
Yep.
that you do that. We need more coaches to teach that. So are you guys playing Benedicts this year?
So we're not. We just couldn't get them on the schedule, but
Wusu.
I think it's such a luxury. I know, people might shy away, yes, they're the number one team in the country and stuff like that, but there's a lesson behind that as well. Like,
Absolutely.
right? Like, I can easily say and relate and be like, listen, some of these guys need this for a way out, and I think that's different level of hunger, right? Like, of pursuit, I would say, where no one else in my school is stepping up to the plate to do that, right? Like, I'm not trying to say that like to pat myself on the back
No, I
that
think that's incredible
being
that you're doing that.
yeah, so being able to be proud of a product that that a St. Benedict's calls you and wants to have a
Absolutely.
relationship, right? And same thing with Seton Hall Prep and the Montclairs of the world, like
That's great.
in my areas. Obviously, I wish we kind of expanded a little bit more outside of our county, but everyone deserves their flowers, because again, like, handling these programs are not easy, as you know, right? And managing a group that comes from different walks of life, like, it's such a challenge. But again, I attribute, like, the school wants us to do it. We want to do it more, and again, we want to put the name of Newark Academy as high as possible.
That's it, man. That's one thing that I've always noticed in my 12 years coaching at Woodridge, that the Essex County teams don't really branch out that much. I would love to see Essex County teams compete against Bergen County and Hudson County and Passaic County more often. And you seem to be one of the few that does it, so that's great. I feel like your conference constrains you a little bit too much with your schedule. So, what are some of the games that you're looking forward to on your schedule? You have like one or two circled that you're
Oh
really
man, I mean, listen, for us, I think after a difficult year, every big game is circled.
love that.
But I would say two off the bat right now that always, against our rival MKA, like,
Right.
the last couple of years we were rotating results. They got the best of us last year, so we're excited to face them again. They're a similar school like us, and I think they play a good brand of football, and that's what we
Yeah.
want. And I think and really the other one is our next door neighbor Livingston at Rebel Arena. Like, that's going to be
I'm
such an
glad you brought
unbelievable
that up, man.
experience.
How did that come out to be? Because I loved the ability to have my guys play a game at Red Bull Arena. It didn't go the way that we wanted, but it ended up being a dramatic game against our rivals. So how did that come to be? How did you get that to work out?
It's a really funny story, actually. Like, we were having difficulties scheduling the game because of all the Jewish holidays.
Right.
So, because we are similar in demographic, right? Like, and just days off that the school has, like, we're juggling dates. Coach Roger over at Livingston said, "Hey, listen, my assistant just got this weird phone call. Would you be interested?" I go, "Roger, we're going back and forth about a date. I'll take it. Sign me up right now. We'll figure it out when we get there."
Right.
Like,
Right.
let's see what this experience is about, and we're through the moon. I mean, for us, as a small independent school in northern New Jersey. Like
Absolutely.
this is such an opportunity.
For you that's already played at a high level, even for you, it's going to feel great when you're doing this as a coach. Trust me. And for everyone, and I'll post this as well. The Newark Academy is playing Livingston High School at Red Bull Arena on what day?
September 27th.
And tickets are obviously still available, right?
Tickets are still available. So anything, I would definitely reach out to the New York Academy Boys Soccer Instagram.
Sure.
The link is attached to our bio. So
Great.
any questions, again, feel free to reach out.
I can't wait to be there. And that's a 7 p.m. kickoff. It'll be great, man. It's going to be a great atmosphere, and I hope that you guys come out on top, obviously, for that one. I can't wait to be there.
Thank you.
So let me ask you just a couple more questions.
Yeah, of course.
How's it been being a coach coming from the goalkeeper position? What's the pros of that?
Unbelievable question. I mean, for me, I think the vision of the whole field, right? Like at times people get confused, like, but wait, you didn't really play in the attack, right? Or you don't really understand how a midfielder should move. But realistically, I think the hardest position on that field is the goalkeeper, right? Going back to like the conversation of adversity, like a forward can miss 5 or 6 shots and have a game winner, but I can save 6 or 7 shots and have one blunder and that's it. So I think from a pressure standpoint, like I think much more heightened, much more aware, but definitely I think the goalkeeper, in the goalkeeping position has to get more credit in regards to pulling strings, right? Like
Absolutely.
The group has to move together as a unit. I've been teaching my goalkeepers right now, like a really good day for a goalkeeper is when he doesn't have to do anything.
That's right.
Right. So, and I think people lose sight of that. It's like a save is the last resort. Like if I'm stretching out to make a save, like that's already past the limit.
Spoken like a wise soccer mind and a true keeper. Last question for now, Hernando. I hope obviously follow you guys all season. Hope to see you guys more often. Fill in the blank. 2025 is a successful season for Newark Academy if
we remain healthy. That's a difficult one. If we remain healthy.
And go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, if we're healthy, I think we'll compete.
And do you have any expectations, or you're just you don't want to put any expectations out there?
Awesome question. I mean, realistically, I trust my group, right? I think they showed a ton of character today, so it puts me at ease going into next week. Obviously, as a coach, we're really never at ease.
Right.
But it just showed me a different side that I think we're going in the right direction. And we're just going to be a program that takes it a day at a time, a game at a time. Just again, we're not a blue blood, right? Like we're not, like I said before, we're not the Benedicts and the Seton Hall Preps and the CBAs and stuff like that. Like that have a ton of experience in getting into those positions. I think that if we compete, put our name out there, we're a difficult out. Like that's all we can ask for.
I love that, man. And listen, I had the pleasure, unfortunately it was only 1 year before I tore my ACL, to share the field with you. It's been great, obviously, knowing you throughout the years, staying in touch, and now that we're fellow colleagues, it's awesome. I'm so happy for you, proud of you as a fellow St. Peter's soccer alum, and I think you're doing amazing things over there. I'm so happy that your family has grown. I know it's a pride to be a father like I am, and bro, I wish you nothing but the best. I'm excited to see what you guys do this year, and I can't wait to see you at Red Bull Arena.
Yeah, thank you again. Again, you've been also such an easy person to be around, right? Like you said, I think unfortunate situations just gave us a year to be together, but I think I was also blessed to enjoy the field and enjoy your family with your brother, and the rest of your family. And again, all nothing but the best wishes to you.
Absolutely, man.
You've done an unbelievable job with your program. Like, there's a lot of things I want to emulate from you as well. I think, the spring stuff and how much you've invested. Yeah. Like, if I could emulate as much as from you, and take away, like, you've brought a lot to your program and to this game. So again, I appreciate you as well.
Absolutely, brother. And alumni forever, Peacocks forever.
Absolutely.
Right?
Peacocks forever. It's not easy at St. Peasy.
All right, it ain't easy. We know that. And you guys kick off what day? What's opening day?
Tuesday on the road at MKA.
Awesome.
So Tuesday the 2nd.
Best of luck. Shock the world. Shock the world.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Thanks again, man.
All right, brother. Enjoy the rest of your time down there.
You too. Have a good night.
Take care, man. Bye.
Later.
That was awesome. Thanks to Hernando, friend of mine. I had almost forgotten, actually, that he had lived in my my grandmother's apartment building in Jersey City for a couple of years. And thanks to Isaac, obviously, we're not able to get my successor at Woodridge, my dear friend Joe. It's almost an hour and a half that they're still on the Bergen County JV tournament committee meeting. I know how those meetings can get. But again, tonight's first and inaugural episode is just a glimpse of what I'd like to do here with this podcast and with the Instagram account that goes along with it. I just want to give a voice and talk to friends, colleagues, peers of mine that I've known over the last 12, 13 years, or that I wish I could have known over the last 12, 13 years. Because I think there's so much to talk out there. There's so much to promote. There are so many great coaches, teams, players, games every year that I think do not get enough coverage. And I know there's local coverage. NJ.com, does the best that it can when it comes to soccer, and it's gotten better every year, that's for sure. I mean, I remember when I was playing high school, and Varsity Aces, they do a great job, but obviously the hits come from basketball, football, and baseball, and I get that, but that's why this is a soccer-oriented, high school boys soccer-oriented show and Instagram account. And hopefully, as the season has officially kicked off, again, with the only scores to report so far are Seton Hall Prep with a 1-0 victory over Columbia, Lindenwold 3-0 over Pennsauken. Still waiting to hear on the two other results from Warren Tech and Belvedere, and the Big North matchup, Bergen Tech versus St. Joe's. Tomorrow, as I said, at 10 a.m., my beloved Woodridge High School kicks off its season against Ridgefield Park. That should be a great game. It'll be live streamed on our Huddle fan account. And there's definitely a lot more other games in store tomorrow over the state of New Jersey, which is great to see. So we are fully and officially in the 2025 high school soccer season, the first one where I unfortunately am not a head coach since 2013, but happy to be doing this, assisting my friend Joe Sartori at Woodridge, who will be definitely one of my guests next week. I just look forward to seeing where this podcast goes, where the social media following goes. Please tag me, tag 81st Minute in anything that you want us to get out there. I will be reposting as many stories and posts that I can get a hand on with all the accounts that I'm following. And please, if you don't have an Instagram account for your soccer team, I strongly recommend that you do, because it is a great outlet and it's great for the kids. Social media rules the world. We know it, especially in that age demographic. And I think it's awesome to see highlights and posts and key features of other teams. We coaches are the promoters of our teams, of our players, of our schools. We, as I've learned through my days at Woodridge, I am the equipment manager. I was the equipment manager. I was the booster club. I was the cheerleader. I was the promoter. I was the purchaser of kits, designers. I designed jerseys, gear, and that doesn't even include preparing the team tactically and technically during the off-season, preseason, and during the grind and the ebbs and flows that we all know come every season. And the high school soccer season is a wild season. You cannot go through any year and not find several teams that either started really hot and then faded, or teams that started really slow, heated up, and went on championship runs, or teams that started slow, heated up, then something happens, injuries, things happen during the season, and again they fell off, or vice versa. Started hot, went on through some dog days in the middle of the season, found their course again, picked it right back up. And also another thing, please, coaches, use the technology. Get a live camera on your field. Do whatever you can with your towns, with your athletic directors, with your boards of education, whatever you need. Having a live stream, filming games at a high quality level like with Huddle or VO has revolutionized the way that we prepare. And also, shameless plug, 2 years ago, I started using GPS trackers. It's been incredible. Player Data, that's the company that we've used. It's been incredible. And I hope that that this is going to be a fun year doing this, and I can't wait to talk to more coaches and players. And I hope that you enjoyed this podcast and the guests, and I cannot wait for catching up with some more coaches and reporting how the first week of the high school boys soccer season in New Jersey starts up. Again, started today with some games, some more tomorrow, but it really heats up starting on September 2nd and 3rd, as all teams will be fully into their opening week. So that's a wrap from me again, Alberico De Pierro, former head coach of Woodridge High School, and this is the 81st minute. And just to explain why the 81st minute as a closing remark. When I grew up in Italy in the early 90s, there was a great Serie A program on Sunday nights, translation of the name of the show, 90th Minute. And it was basically where all Italian fans went to watch all the highlights from the games that day, because back then, not every game was televised like now. So everybody would sit down. It was around 8:30 at night on a Sunday night. Kids, adults, elderly, you would sit in front of the television and watch this great program with all the highlights, all the analytics, post-game interviews. And so I said to myself, we play 80 minutes in high school soccer, as we all know. So the 81st minute is the first minute once the game is over. So we want to bring to you, I want to bring to you everything and anything related to high school boys soccer in New Jersey, scores, videos, interviews, and so much more. So I hope you enjoyed this. Give it a like. Give us a follow both on Spotify and on Instagram at 81st. Hope to hear from you with feedback, and can't wait to talk more soccer next week. Good night to all, and good luck to all the teams that are starting their season if they haven't already, except for can't wish good luck to those playing against Woodridge. Sorry. But good luck in your other games. A great night. Take care.